Hi, my name is Brooke Lipman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lipman.
And this is Wine Together,
a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready.
Cheers, Brooke. Look at me. Drinking red wine.
We forgot to take a photo of the wine.
We'll get that. Not to worry. This is one of my absolute favorites, and I want to give a good shout out to Katie. I assume she does Soft G, Ganarelli, Lipman. She introduced me to this wine. Then had me meet her in Italy to enjoy some good Italian wines in October of 2021?
2022.
2022. So, thank you.
Yeah.
This is Carpenetto.
Yes.
Chianti Classico. Probably a big favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Italian reds. I like the French reds. Okay. I don't have a favorite. Do you have a favorite red wine, Brooke?
I like Spanish red wine.
Yes, you do, don't you?
Rioja. Yeah, that one's my favorite.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I can, it's funny. I do love these red wines. So, and I'm so excited that I just got the news like 2 hours ago that my new doctor is confused as to why I was told not to drink any alcohol whatsoever. He said, you go home and have a glass of wine. I said, oh, thank you. I appreciate you. So, yeah, so excited about that. And then in it, he did seem, quite confused as to why. Mm-hmm. But, I have some thoughts and, something I'll just keep to myself. But, we're going to drink wine today and talk about castles.
Mm-hmm.
We went yesterday. You tell them about the castle we saw yesterday.
Okay, so we went to Thun, and because we weren't planning on going to the castle, because it was very much a spur of the moment, because I thought you wanted to go to the castle. And you're like, yeah, I don't remember how to get up there. And so I was like, okay, let's just take the lift because it says to get, and it has all the information on how to get there. So I assumed you had, been up there before. I didn't know it was a museum.
Nor did I.
And so we went up there just by random chance, and that was really fun.
It was so much fun. I will say, I want you to tell about 2 of your favorite parts of it, which I told your dad about. So I'm just going to mention them, then you just need to elaborate. I said, for some reason, Brooke loved the torture room. And then she kind of liked the fact that there was a haunted stairwell.
Okay, I don't know that the stairwell was haunted, but I thought it was really interesting how they had the, torture room. They didn't have, glass. They quite literally, completely close it off, and you have to look through the hole. These tiny little holes that you don't know if someone could be on the other side and about to poke you in the eye, right? So I thought that was really, really interesting. And the stairwell, I thought it was funny that, they talk about, this guy stabbed his brother and threw him down the stairs and then threw him out a window. It's so casual how it's mentioned, too. It was there was a fratricide here.
Yes, there was.
They had to throw him out the window just to make sure he was dead.
I have to say, it just, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of unexpected fun. Mm-hmm. And, I had been, like I said, I've been by the castle a few times. I've gotten lots of pictures of this castle. But to see it up close and to do what we did yesterday, to explore the way that we did, and just, it was great. It was great. I had a lot of fun. But supposedly there are over 500 castles and castle ruins in Switzerland.
Oh my gosh, that's not that surprising, actually.
I guess it's not that surprising. For a small country, so I've seen a few. I think I just have my work cut out.
Isn't it? It's like only second to Wales in how many castles there are?
I don't know.
I know Wales has like, I think, the most castles in all of Europe.
Interesting.
I think I learned that from Welcome to Wrexham, though. They talked about that because it's where all the English people would build their castles.
Yeah.
Because the land was cheap, and the English people owned the Welsh people, so.
That, I don't know. I think it's phenomenal. I love going kind of castle shopping. So, many of my posts on my social media about hikes, often it's because I've been at a castle or a castle ruin. And so, yeah, that's kind of one of my fun things.
I did some princess hair today.
Oh, yeah. It looks fantastic. I do. I like it. So, I was telling you when you were doing your hair that I saw one of the referees for the Women's Euros did her hair like that. So I was like, yeah. Even when I saw her hair, I thought, oh, Brooke should do that. And then you did.
I know. I did like the Elsa hair earlier this morning, and I was like,
gotta
do
add
something different,
to it,
So it was really tough to get it to like do what I wanted it to.
This glass of wine is so good. I can only have one until tonight because I have to go for a bike ride later. I've got to get my points for my insurance, my health insurance. We can get these points, and eventually it leads to getting money. And I'm so close to getting my next, check. So less than 1,000 points away. So I gotta get my points tonight.
I gotta order Dad's birthday present.
Yes, I was thinking tomorrow we would go through that because I also want to do that other thing, and I would like to order it tomorrow. Behind the bike.
Oh, I could
we
not.
I don't want to give the secret away.
Well, he's not gonna watch this.
I know, but I did kind of twist his arm and gave him the look of like, tell me what you ordered for my birthday. And so now I know.
Oh, okay. I assume that I am not getting anything for my birthday.
You get a trip.
Yeah, that I didn't necessarily want to do.
Don't say that out loud, because that'll,
it's not that
gets
I
out
don't,
to the wrong person.
It's not that I don't want to go. It's just that sometimes going on vacation with you two is very stressful.
It is. We can be stressful.
But at least I get my own bed this time.
Yeah, you do.
I get 2 beds, and I don't have to sleep on a couch. So
3 beds for 2 nights. One night, one the next.
What, the last 3 years on my birthday I had to sleep on a couch?
No. Romanstorm, you had your own room.
Did I have my own room?
You had your own room. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was not actually. It was like the closet to you guys' room.
It kind of did seem like a big closet, but we had decorations in it.
Yeah, but the door didn't lock or anything.
Well, no, but you didn't need it to.
Yeah, no, but still, the other door went to outside where other people could come in.
That was such a weird layout, but it was called the Magic House, Zauberhaus.
Yeah.
Zauberhaus.
It was a weird little. The bed was at least pretty comfy though.
Yeah, so. But it was decorated nice. I thought your living room was, it's kind of decorated kind of nice, and it was in a great town that we need to visit more. Maybe you and I can go on a trip there. Because I love being on these fishing towns. The towns that are right on the water. I just love them. Even in the U.S., I love fishing towns. Other than the smell, I know it smells, and I know some people probably, as soon as I said that, said, ew, that smell. Yes, it smells like a fish market. I get that. But it's water. It's near water, and I think
Did we see the fish in Seattle? The flinging fish?
We walked by them. We didn't get to see them. They weren't flinging, And then after we got past them, we accidentally found our way to the gum hall. It's like a whole freaking
gum
alley.
wall. It's a gum wall. Yeah.
I thought that was just not. That was cool. I don't want to talk more about castles because I will not let y'all make a gum wall in my castle. I'm just gonna let y'all know that my castle is gonna be,
Well, all castles have secret hallways, so
yes,
there will be one that you won't find.
Perhaps you are correct. I will say there's one castle ruin that I absolutely love going to, and Mason, if Mason hears this, he's gonna say, "Okay, I'm not making light of this because I really probably did owe Mason an apology because when we were planning to go up to it, I said, "Oh no, the walk up to the castle is nothing. It's like going up my hill, and you've been up my hill." And I just had forgotten how tough that climb was. And we get about, I don't know, we're about 2/3 of the way up, and he's bent over. He says, "You like me." I mean, oh, sorry, you're going to have to do that out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just didn't remember it like this. I think I was so excited when I first found those castle ruins. I was so excited about that find because no one had been there in our family. And, you know, I felt like, oh, I found this. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited about it that I didn't even think about how much I climbed to get up there. And it was, yeah, you think about it. Castles are built on mountains and huge hills because that's part of the defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Switzerland's perfect for that. We've got lots of mountains and hills. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it was kind of it's a tough climb up. And so, yeah, I owe Mason a big apology for that. But it was so funny because the day we were going, it was me, your dad, and Mason. I assume it was a Saturday. And we were at the train station in Unsingen. Because you have to take that little train out behind Unsingen. Not the tram, the train. There's a little train. And I can't wait to take you to Boston.
Okay.
And you take that little train, and we were there. We were walking toward the train, and I see someone that looked like our friend from England who cannot be named out loud.
Oh, you've told me this story before, I think.
Because
I called you on the phone.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You called when we were. I was like, "You're not gonna believe this." We ran into so and so. So funny. So he said, "Well, do you mind if I join you?" And we were like, "No, of course not." And so we had packed sandwiches and chips and beer, and our usual lunch when we go out hiking or walking, and yeah. So we just kind of shared, everything while we were up there. It was so fantastic. It's such a great castle ruin, and you can look from this one over the valley to the original one.
Nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, I can't wait to take it this time. It's fun. You can
okay, so of the, hiking thing, we talk about this all the time, where, when we went to Bern the other day, we walked down to the Bears.
Yep.
And it was nothing.
Yeah.
But 6 years ago,
do you remember
that was tough.
I remember 6 years ago, that day, I was so tired after that day, and really, all we did was, we walked down to the Bears and back. I don't know. We didn't go back. We walked down to the Bears and then walked over to that bridge.
Yeah, because that was when I hurt my knee, right?
The river. Yeah, you hurt your knee, and we got a bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, even that walk down to the Bears the first time 6 years ago was so
It was tough.
hard.
And now it's like, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even realize we were already there.
Yeah.
We were fussing because people were in our way. Get out of the way. But yeah, it's great, right? We're in a very different shape than what we were in living in the U.S. Mm-hmm. So that part of living here, I don't know if it's everybody. I mean, I know for our family, having chosen to decide not to get a car has made a huge difference in the way I get around. And I even had that thought today because I had to walk. When you get off the train and you have to walk about 500 meters or so to the doctor's office. Yeah. And it was just like nothing. We were there in just a few minutes, and I was like, did we get here that fast? And your dad's like, yeah, we got here that fast. It just is amazing how different we are. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I know, because even the walk to the Batterkinden pub in the heat would have probably 6 years ago have seemed kind of a lot. Not obviously it's not that bad.
Look, even the first time we went to the Batterkinden, when we first found it or first were told about it, I thought it was a long ways from the train station.
And it's not.
And it's really not. It's like nothing.
Yeah. I mean...
we even carried stuff back because we went to the grocery store and had our hands kind of full with stuff, which I'm so excited I got that platter. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I had to carry it home, so.
I know, thank you. Well, it did have your stickers in it.
I did. And that was that the one that it was like kind of. Well, they've all kind of been dud batches recently.
Yeah, they have been. But yeah, this one was kind of a dead batch.
Yeah, but I do always, or mostly always, get at least one new one from from them. So
which is important,
yeah.
But you only have 50 left to collect.
I know, but it's gonna take like 100 more packs to get it.
Maybe, yeah.
There's like 3 of the teams that I only have like 1 player left that I need from them. It's like, oh my god, it's like impossible to get those. It seems.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't take that many more, but because that's a lot of work.
That's a lot, yeah. Because then we have to put the others in order. Because I've been putting the extras in order.
Do you have the whole stack in order, or do you just have several stacks of in order?
So I have one big stack that's in order, and then the stack that we had in order from yesterday is separately. It's not on top of it exactly the same. It's on top of it facing the other way.
Okay.
So like, because they're rectangle. Mm-hmm. So one is the long side is this way, and the long side is this way. Okay. So that I know that they're not all completely in order. Yeah. But I just didn't feel like going through it.
I cannot. Yeah, I know it gets harder and harder the more you get. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, okay. So you had a great experience with the castle yesterday.
Yep.
What? Hey, you've been to some castle ruins with us, right? Up on some hills. So I have to take you to Ballstall.
Okay.
Because in my book, I shouldn't ruin this.
Okay.
Ballstall ruins are going to be significant in my...
Okay.
So anyway. So I have to take you. You have to go.
Okay.
So let's see. I don't know a good time to go. I don't know. We need to go in the summer because that little place down at the bottom of the hill has ice cream, I think. I think and they have like a little window that you can, but they got like 2 or 3 tables out in the garden that you can sit at. It's just so cute, and it's right at the foot of the hill.
The ice cream we got yesterday was really
good. My goodness! I regret getting 2 scoops.
Yeah.
I do wish I'd have stuck with either just the chocolate or just the vanilla. Mm-hmm. However, they were both so good.
It's so good.
And so I think next time I'm going to get 1 scoop in the cup, not the cone. Mm-hmm. But you can get what you want, but I gotta stick to 1 scoop.
I loved that stracciatella. I think I would just get 2 scoops of the stracciatella next time. Okay. That was really good. I mean, I liked that other one. It just didn't mix well with the stracciatella because it was definitely a sorbet and not
that intense chocolate curve you give with the stracciatella because it was a very dark chocolate and it had huge chunks of chocolate pieces in it. Oh, it was so good. It was intense. It was funny when I read, the marker, intense chocolate. I definitely need to try that. Yeah. Definitely need some intense chocolate.
But next time I might get that rainbow cone. That was really pretty.
It was cute. I thought, I can't believe you didn't do it.
I just didn't feel like, because I don't know, it wasn't as big as the other cones. And I didn't want to drop a scoop off of my ice cream. Because I already had so much stuff in my hands, and I had to get my phone out.
And the whole top scoop was all the way over the top of the cone.
It was not. And
I was like, oh my god, I need this one before it melts. And then if I start to lick it, am I going to kick it off? Right. It's just a whole thing about that.
It stayed on pretty well, but I was like, oh my god. I think he felt bad for me because I was trying to do everything and I should have just, no, I couldn't have given you my phone because of the Face ID.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to say though, it was easier to pay with my phone than trying to get my wallet out, so.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I know, I taught Dad how to use his phone to pay and he does nothing else now.
I know, he is into that.
It's so much easier.
It's so funny because he still has to, it's like he hasn't figured out a way to let all the steps happen right at the thing, so he pulls the phone away from it, then puts it back. So it's kind of funny that he hasn't quite learned that thing, but it is, he loves having the Apple Wallet, and
just makes it so much faster. And now, you can use only your phone at the grocery store because you have all the cards on your phone for, the Super Card and the Cumulus card.
Yeah,
I don't have those, but
I don't know if I get them on because I'm pretty sure Dad put the Cumulus card on his phone.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd be able to because I have a US phone, but I could be wrong about that.
You know what? I don't know. Well, I guess if you loaded it on when you had the VPN... using the VPN in Switzerland?
Maybe. It depends, because even then it doesn't always work. But it might work because anyone can go to the grocery store.
Well, I've got other castles to talk about because I've been on lots of hikes that were intentionally looking for castles. So I went on one a few weeks ago with your dad. It was on a Saturday, actually. It wasn't our scheduled weekly hike. It was something we were going to do. I'm pretty sure it was on a Sunday. That it was on a... Something was happening. Oh, you know what? I don't know. It was during June because he had that climb challenge on his bicycle.
Okay.
That he was trying to get. He had to climb as many meters as Mount Everest in a month, and he did. And so that for the month of June, our schedule was off a little. And so, but anyway, when we went on this hike, we knew for sure we were going to Wasserfall's Schloss. I had already been there. And so he said, okay, well, you don't mind going back? I said, I don't mind going back. So we go to that castle. And then he had checked out some other parts of, the hike to extend the hike. And I didn't know what we were going to see.
Mm-hmm.
And so we continued on, and there was a lot of climbing. We probably climbed like 1,500 feet or more because it was over 500 meters that day that we climbed. And so there was this point in the forest where you go right, and I'll tell you what's going to be to the right in a minute because we chose to go left first. And so when you go left, you climb and you climb and you climb and you climb and you climb, and the path gets narrow and narrow and narrow. So anyway, we're like right behind each other, can barely use our poles because the path is so narrow and the rocks are loose on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're climbing on loose rock, and you just have to be very careful. So we take it, look, we climb really slow, so don't get behind us if you're in a hurry. Or at least know now that if you're behind us on the trail and we're climbing, we're going to go at our pace because, we know what our pace is. So don't try to run around us. Anyway, so we were climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and all of a sudden I see somebody up to the left, and it kind of freaked me out, and I thought, okay. Well, anyway, we walked around behind him, and we get up there, and all of a sudden you look out, and there's just air. And you're at the top of what felt like the world, and there's this huge steel cross, and you look out and you can see Olton.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it just looked so far away. And actually, we had come from Olton.
Mm-hmm.
So we climbed up there, and you're just, so we had our lunch up there on these rocks that honestly were cliffs. They were rock cliffs, and we just had to be really careful not to fall.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was not going to be one of those persons that decided, oh, I've got to get this selfie. We sat down on a rock, and your dad did a selfie of the two of us up there, and you could see the tree line was like actually below our head.
Yeah.
So we were way up. And then I thought, okay, well, I can't imagine what the other way is going to be. So we had our lunch, we took some pictures. We took a good rest, and our little friend was still there the whole time. He just stayed there the whole time, I guess, listened to our English conversation. And then we decided to go down. And I thought, okay, well, I know how hard it was to come up, so I know going down is going to be tricky. So, I was only using one pole, and I was just trying to be careful. I was trying to keep distance between your dad and myself. And so we get to that meeting point. Mm-hmm. Where it said to go, right or go left. And so now we're headed back towards the other way, to the left. And we get, oh my goodness, I don't know. We had to climb some more because we went down and we had to climb back up. And we get up to this open space, and you see tall grass and old trees and ruins. Just castle ruins. It was almost as good as Ballstall. But anyway, so we decided, well, we need a snack. So we were going to take a rest. So we spread out the picnic blanket, and we did both lay down under a tree. And we got out a snack, and we drank some more water. And I said, I really want to climb up there. And your dad said, you do? Because I don't like to climb. It is kind of odd when I say I want to climb. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I really want to get into the castle.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. And so like I said, it's ruins, and so there's no steps. There's nothing but this metal bar on a wall that you kind of have to shimmy up with that metal bar. Well, it was hot that day, so the metal bar was hot. We didn't have our gloves on, and we didn't have anchors or anything, or what those climbing what are the thing that this thing that has the clip that goes in and out.
Is that not just a carabiner?
Yeah, that's what it is, carabiner. Sorry, my old brain just forgot. So we didn't have carabiners and rope or anything like that, so we had to hold the metal bar and pull ourselves up. And so, and then, it's like I said, it's on, it's on a diagonal up the wall. So you're having to climb, like, going and, burning our hands and, but we laughed. Oh my gosh, we laughed. And then when we get up there to this space, there's this one spot. If you really want to get up to the tip top, you have to shimmy up rocks. There's no metal bar. There's no nothing. You have to use your body weight to pull yourself up. And I don't have a lot of upper body strength, but Dad, blame it, I was determined. So I pulled myself up, and your dad's down there, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I want to see all of it." And he said, "I don't think I can come up there." But I started walking away, and what do you know? He got up there. And we were able to get up there and get another selfie up there, and you could see where we had been when we were way at the top before, and we could see where we were going, because we still had quite a ways to go on our hike, and we'd spent, oh my goodness, we must have spent 3 hours at these two sites. And so we thought, oh gosh, we still got a long ways to go. So we kind of played around there, took lots of pictures of the ruins, and then decided, okay, well, we need to go. And so we went back down, and we had left our stuff under the tree, and got our packs and folded up the picnic blanket, and then kind of, did all that. It was fantastic. And then the walk back, where did we walk back to? I don't know if we walked into Olton. I don't remember where we ended our walk that particular day, but we just kind of did that, and that was a wonderful ruin. I loved that one, and it was great because on my social media post that day I could say, "Oh, I found a castle and a castle ruin." So that was really good. And we've also been to several ruins near Basel. And those are some good ones. I mean, and the thing about a castle or a castle ruin is, again, they're built on top of tall, tall hills. Look.
Sorry, yeah, I know, I saw that.
We'll just go ahead and give a shout out to our friend Carlene. We hope you're recovering well. Yeah, we appreciate the kudos on Strava. You can just see so far, and it's just so stunning. It's just wonderful. I mean, I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's because I'm getting all the notifications.
Yes, and so lots of fun. I love finding the castles, and sometimes I will. I mean, there have been days when you weren't here, and I was looking for something to do. I would just Google castle ruin near me or castle near me, and I just go find it and walk to it by myself, and I love it. I mean, it's just fun, and it's so funny because I'll make silly posts like, "Oh yeah, just out house shopping again." Trying to find my dream castle. But that's the reason I want to take you on that Thun boat ride.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some beautiful houses on that Thun boat ride.
I want to see castles in England because I didn't get to go to Buckingham Palace when I was there. So
I'm going. That's the first thing we're going to do when we get off the plane. Well, no, we'll put our stuff in our room, and then we're going to the palace.
Are you going to try and see the changing of the guard?
I don't know.
Because I think they only do it, it's like twice a day, I think, is it? Or maybe it's only on specific days, I can't remember. It's not as, often as people think it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see them. But, and in fact, I don't think we're going inside. We're just doing an outside tour. And in fact, we'll probably just do a self-tour.
I don't think you can go inside it all.
Oh, maybe? I thought maybe there were some days where you could, but I don't know. So anyway, I'm excited about it, but
Yeah.
I gotta get my my phone camera ready because I've got so many pictures I need to offload onto my computer.
Yeah.
Because I just gotta.
Yeah. You're just not allowed to die at the palace because they have to give you a state funeral then if you do.
Okay. Oh well, Doc says I've got a good clean bill of health. Darn. So likely not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I wanted to go to Buckingham Palace, but I just didn't really have the time or people to go with.
Yeah.
So.
I hope that you one day will just say, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it, even if I by myself.
I would love to go to London by myself, but you also won't let me do. You say, "Oh, I want you to do stuff by yourself," and then every time I'm like, maybe I should go do this by myself, and you're like, "Don't do that."
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't. I promise. I want her to do things by herself. I really do. I do. I mean, yeah. But Switzerland is a great place if you want to look for castles. I mean, and just, I think it's, like I said, I have not seen all 500. So I've got, in fact, my list, evidently, not even seen a tenth of those, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how many I've seen. Sometimes we just happen upon them. I remember one time we were, where were we? I had a jacket on, so it was cold. But we stumbled upon this castle ruin. And we thought, oh, well, yeah, we're not going to, let's just cut through there and go see what that is. And we get there, and there's somebody doing, like, I don't know if it was some kind of, they were filming something. It seemed like, it didn't have elaborate cameras and lighting, but they had a little bit of lighting and a small camera, and they were dressed in costume. So we don't know what they were filming, but we interrupted it. We walk up to the castle ruin, and there's this guy's wallet and all kinds of stuff, and we're like, well, somebody's in here, not thinking anything. So anyway, evidently their film has us yapping on it. But anyway, we just kind of walked in. I mean, they didn't tell us to get out. And so they put the camera down, and so we walked all over that castle ruin and took pictures and stuff. And they waited on us. I bet we were in there half an hour. And then we walked out. They picked up the camera and started again. But they were in these really cool costumes. So I don't know what they were filming, but it was kind of funny. But evidently they didn't rent the place out. They just thought no one was going to show up, I guess. Sorry, but it was kind of funny. I thought it was good.
Be fun to go just other places, though, to see castles.
I agree. I watched a show about English castles.
Okay.
There were a couple seasons. You would have really liked it. I learned a lot about the English castles and, the craziness that went on. The weird way they kept people kind of imprisoned in the castles. It was just, but... Yeah, so it was on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I mean, it could have been on Discovery Channel. I could be wrong about the channel it was on. But you should look it up. It was really good because I'm telling you, there's one place. Is there a place, Snowden? Or Snow something? What's the name on that cheese?
The one that we had? Isn't that from the U.S.?
I don't know, but there's a castle in that town in England.
Oh, I don't know.
Or near there. Because the first time I was like, oh, wait a minute, I've got that cheese.
Yeah. It's funny because there's not, like, actual castles in the U.S., right? Because it's not that old of a country, right? So, like, you don't really think about that, like, this is just normal for people. Oh, yeah, like, there's castles in our country. Right? Because, it makes you think, like, wow, it's, the country is really, really old.
I hadn't thought about that. You're right.
So it's, like, a new thing for us, but, like, some people are like, yeah. Just how it is.
Well, I can remember in the town that I grew up in, when I was in my late 20s, maybe early 30s. Nope. Nope. It had to be my early 20s. It was before I married your dad. So, someone evidently flew over a castle somewhere in Europe. I don't know which country. And liked the look of it and the fact that he could see it from an airplane and said, I want a mini replica of that. And so he told his architect and had it built and had that castle for a long time. And then something happened and there were some financial problems and he did have to end up selling it. And now by the time he's selling it, I am married to your dad. And we joked about buying the castle. Yeah.
Wait, where was it? Do I know where this? Yeah, but do I know where?
I don't know if you know where it's at. I might could find it. I might could find it if I tried.
Closer to Angie? Closer to where?
It's in the town, like in what they call the country club area. He used to play golf there.
That's not near the Food Lion, right? The other side?
It's way into the city from there. See, what you think of the town, that's actually the outskirts.
I lived on the outskirts. I've been in the city.
Probably haven't.
I've been to the downtown.
Yeah,
but not
so it's near the downtown.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think of
I'll have to see if I can find it sometime when we're that way.
Could go on Zillow and see if it's on.
Oh, you could. You could. But yeah, that, to me, that's the most I know. However, when we were looking for apartments.
You looked at a castle.
We looked at a castle. And it was kind of divided up into apartments. And it would have been perfect if your dad and I didn't have, kids.
Well, yeah.
Because, we could have figured out a way to do our laundry elsewhere. We could have figured out a way to, live with that tiny little kitchen. No, it was not even a real kitchen. It was like a dorm fridge and like I don't even think it had a cooktop. It had like a convection oven and that was it. Sort of like a vacation property. And so there were just so many things that we needed to live a real life.
Yeah, and you would have had to get a car too.
But the apartment that we looked at in the castle had this huge drawing room or ballroom. So we looked at the one with that, but there was shared laundry in the catacombs of this castle. But it was just a dream, and I think that he knew that it wouldn't work for us, but he took us there anyway, just so I could have a princess castle tour and dream. And so, but, if we could have had the whole thing, it'd been a different story. But the way it was divided up, it wasn't going to work for us.
Yesterday was Bastille Day in France.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
As you said catacombs, it made me think, I want to go to the catacombs in Paris.
I don't.
You don't?
They're haunted. No.
All castles are haunted.
You think that I'm afraid to go to my castles. Don't say that.
The castle that you were saying, well, we're in Switzerland. They're probably nice ghosts.
Yes, they probably are nice ghosts.
But you think the castle you guys visited when you were apartment shopping wasn't haunted? Especially the big ballroom?
It was so fantastic. Because it was this huge open space and windows all across the front that looked out over to Bielersee in Grinken. Oh my goodness, it was just so fantastic. And it probably was haunted. And so that's probably, why. But no, I know it just wasn't practical. And I think that, like I said, he knew it wasn't practical, but he wanted me to get to see it anyway, since it was up for, for meeting. And so, yeah, it was fun. It was exciting. I mean, I'm glad I got to see that, And like I said, every time we go somewhere, if we're on a train, you and I, we'll see castles. Almost everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw one Sunday on the train ride back here to you.
Didn't we see the last time we were in Sion? Didn't we? We saw one.
That's a good one, and we haven't been up to that one.
No, but we're not gonna have time. We're not going to have time.
No, because it's a pretty good
We have to
climb.
go to 4 cities on Thursday.
Yes, and that one to that Castle in Sion is quite a climb. I think that it would take me, I'm sure it would take me 30 to 45 minutes to climb
I'm sure
that.
there's a lift up there.
Bellinzona. Oh, okay. I'll end it on this one, I promise. Okay. I have to take you to Bellinzona.
Okay.
This is where my ancestry is from, that area, just to let y'all know. My ancestry, 13%
we need
of
to
my
do
DNA.
We need to delete our 23andMe and then actually do one on Ancestry. I think might be better.
Can't we just move our stuff? Anyway, let me finish Bellinzona.
Okay, sorry.
This castle, well, there's 3 castles in that area. But the one, it does have a lift. Because I was going to take Grandma and Grandpa to it. Mm-hmm. Because I thought your grandfather would have loved these pictures that he could have gotten on the castle grounds. Because this is a wonderful castle ruin. It is, in fact, we found it quite by accident. Again, your dad and I were, this one was in December because it was for an anniversary trip. And we were, we had gone hiking and we found these awesome old bridges and just had a good little hike through there. And then we were coming back. We had to take a bus down this mountain, which is, let me tell you, I don't like the bus rides down mountains here because they're so scary. But then we got to the town we were staying. No, we'd gotten to the town we were staying at, but we wanted to go a little further out. Mm-hmm. And your dad said, well, what about the one that started with a B? Because we were trying to find, we were looking for different places to try. We were on a pizza vacation at that time. And so we were trying all the different pizzas that we could. And like we would both order a pizza and split it. Sort of like, sometimes we get a flight of beer and we split the beers. Mm-hmm. So we were splitting pizzas. And we hadn't been to the town that started with a B. He said, what about the town that starts with a B? Well, we thought, okay, well, we'll go there, for our next pizza. And we get to that town, and we're just walking around, and, there's lots of shopping there. Mm-hmm. And we were walking through the town, past all the shops, and honestly, we're looking for a public restroom. We were just looking for a place because we had to go to the bathroom. And so we get to a Migros that has a Migros restaurant. And we say, oh, they probably have a restroom, so we'll do that. And sure enough, we got in the Migros restaurant. We could go down and use the restroom, and we come back out, and there's this stone wall. And there's this big sign that says Bellinzona, and we're like, oh, well, let's go see what that is. Mm-hmm. And we get there and find out it is a castle ruin. And I said, we have to go there. And we saw that there was a lift, so instead of climbing up, we took the lift. We did climb down. And wow, it was just phenomenal. And we were up there for several hours. Mm-hmm. It just, and we didn't see everything. It was huge. Mm-hmm. It was so huge. And I've not seen one that's well kept like that. That's that big. I've not seen one that big. So that's definitely one everyone needs to go see. Bellinzona. You gotta see this in the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland, where my ancestry is from. So I like saying that. It's like I've come back home. But guess what? It is time for us to go. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation.
Yes. We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wine Together Pod. Join our Facebook group, Wine Together Podcast. And if you don't want to miss out on our regular weekly episodes, along with all our bonus content, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as liking, subscribing, and commenting on our YouTube, Wine Together Podcast.